treat this evening as the Grand Canyon Lopes take on the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros and look to add another game to their six-game hot streak. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the GC Arena for this Thursday night matchup against the Lopes and the Vaqueros. I am Diana Johnson alongside Jack O'Hara. And Jack, the Lopes are returning from a pretty successful road trip. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, we just got done talking to Coach Tim Nolan down there on the court. Of course, 2 big wins against Seattle and Utah Valley. And although the numbers weren't up in that one offensively against Seattle a couple of nights ago, the Lopes managed to capitalize on the Redhawks' mistakes to pick up a 3-0 sweep. And then, of course, against Utah Valley, remember, the Lopes had a tough time with the Wolverines here at home just a few short weeks ago in October, a 3-1 loss. The Lopes were in it from the very beginning to the very end in each of those 4 sets. But the Wolverines just were able to get the last laugh. Not on the road 2 nights ago. The Lopes pick up another sweep. They go 2-0 on the road trip. 2 sweeps have yet to allow an opponent win from a set win from an opponent since October 26th. That was home here against Kansas City, looking for their 7th straight win here tonight, as it's a 3-game homestand, a very tough homestand for the Lopes, going up against a very tough New Mexico State team on Saturday, but they got to get through the number 4 seed right now in the WAC in UTRGV.
The last time these teams met was back in October in Edinburgh, Texas, where the Lopes beat the Vaqueros in 4 sets, which was the first time since 2013 that GCU has beat UTRGV in their own gym. The Vaqueros are definitely coming out into this game with revenge on their mind, and how can the Lopes approach this game as we take a look at the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game?
Well, the first key of the night, Diana, is going to be 7, the number 7. It's November 7th, and the Lopes, ironically enough, are looking for their 7th straight win here tonight. They're also going to be looking to turn the tables against a UTRGV team who they're 5-8 against lifetime, so it should be a good one. Number 2 is going to be Annabelle Kaminski. Obviously, Annabelle is the one key player that stands out for the Lopes defensively at the moment. She just won WAC Defensive Player of the Week, and she's done a phenomenal job setting the tone for a defense that hasn't allowed a set, like I just mentioned, for an opponent since Kansas City on October 26th. That was right here inside the GC Arena. And the third key is going to be set the tone. As great as the Lopes have been on this 6-game winning streak, it's going to be a tough weekend, not only with tonight's matchup against UTRGV, but on Saturday against an undefeated New Mexico State team that is sure to give them problems. Set the tone with a win tonight going into Saturday, and then on Monday against California Baptist.
For sure. You talked about Annabelle Kaminski and how she has won the WAC Defensive Player of the Week. Actually, she's the 3rd Lope to be honored by the conference this season, which is pretty impressive.
The Western Athletic Conference and Grand Canyon University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We encourage you to...
Well, the all-time series between these teams is 5-8 in favor of the Vaqueros. The Lopes haven't won against UTRGV inside the GC Arena since 2015. We will see if they can improve upon that score, but first we will have prayer, the national anthem, and the starting lineups.
Student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from GCU Arena. The Western Athletic Conference and Grand Canyon University thank you for your cooperation. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the beautiful GCU Arena for tonight's Western Athletic Conference women's volleyball matchup between the Vaqueros of University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and your Grand Canyon University Lopes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin this evening's competition with the word of prayer. Tonight's prayer is led by Emily Fox, a senior majoring in elementary education and a GCU cheerleader.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you so much for this day and all the blessings you've given us. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come here and to celebrate this sport of volleyball tonight. God, I want to pray for your hand of protection over the players and the coaches as they play tonight. God, I want to pray for the fans for traveling here or wherever they came from for safe travel home afterwards. We give this game and everything to you, and so your name we pray.
very own Thundering Herd Pep Band under the direction of the professor, Dr. Paul Cook, and tonight his student associate, Amanda Hall. Thank you. And now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First of all, for the Vaqueros of University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. An outside hitter, a junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 3, Deborah Nazario. At middle blocker, a senior from Camar, Brazil. Number 4, Talita Oliveira. The center is a sophomore from McAllen, Texas. Number 5, Carter Helmkamp. The libero is a junior from the Dominican Republic. Number 6, Samaret Caraballo. An outside hitter, a sophomore from Olomouc, Czech Republic. Number 8, Sarah Cruz. An outside hitter, a freshman from Athens, Greece. Number 11, Iona Haritonidi. And a middle blocker, a junior from Prague, Czech Republic. Number 14, Veronica Yandova. The Vaqueros are 13-13 on the season, 7-5 in Western Athletic Conference play. They're led by head coach Todd Lowry, assistant coaches Vinny Bygone and Leah Best.
just to recap the starting lineups for UTRGV, of course, going with the usual suspects. It's going to be Deborah Nazario, Talita Oliveira, Carter Helmkamp, Samaret Carbello, Sarah Cruz, Victoria Nama, and Veronica Gendova. And of course, for the Lopes, it's going to be the freshmen Claire Mitchell, Tegan DeFalco, Alyssa Chisholm, Annabelle Kaminski, who mentioned WAC Defensive Player of the Week. It's going to be the senior Melody Horton, Jenny Murillo, and then of course Eyre Moss, the starting lineup for the Lopes as we get ready for this, again, a very big homestand for the Lopes. First against UTRGV, the Vaqueros coming in this one in 4th place in WAC standings. The Lopes, of course, in second, 20-4 overall, 10-2 in WAC play before they face off against the undefeated New Mexico State Aggies on Saturday, who are 12-0 in WAC play. And then, of course, California Baptist, who although haven't been quite dominant, they're 11-14 overall this season. It's going to be a tough homestand overall for the Lopes.
For sure. And before the game, we talked to Coach Tim Nolan, and he basically just told us that the team was just going to be taking it one game at a time, and they really were not even worried about the game on Saturday. They were just focused on today and what they're doing today.
And you got to be pretty confident going into this one. Anyway, 6-game winning streak. Of course, Bakersfield, that winning streak kicked off on October 17th. Eyre Moss leading the charge. They had a big win against California Baptist, who they play on Monday. Chicago State, Kansas City, and then took care of business on the road against Seattle and Utah Valley as we get ready for this one.
Carter Helmkamp at the service line. Jenny Murillo off the block. Claire Mitchell setting up. And Jenny Murillo for the point.
And that's what you like to see right out of the get-go if you're Coach Tim Nolan. Jenny Murillo, she's been defended quite well this season by pretty much all opponents. UTRGV defending well off that first attack, but Jenny Murillo fires back, sits back, and watches that one go over the net for her first kill of the night.
Block by Jenny Murillo once again.
So right off the bat, we see an offensive score from Jenny Murillo and then a defensive score off the rejection. It's what you like to see right off the bat. 2-0 lead as Tegan DeFalco back to serve. The name of the game here early, Diana, is to separate themselves from UTRGV early, trying to get the first set victory.
And they certainly are with the service ace by the libero, Tegan DeFalco.
We're going to see our first yes chant of the night. Tegan DeFalco with our first service ace of the night. This is just what you want to see, like I mentioned. Get on a roll early, 3-0 scoring run right off the bat against a very tough UTRGV team.
Nice pass by UTRGV. Boom.
Well, Sarah Cruz picks up her first kill of the night. She really didn't hold anything back on that one, did she, Diana? That was a must point there for UTRGV, trying to get back in this game after a 3-0 scoring run to kick it off for the Lopes. So we'll see if they can turn momentum around.
Sarah Cruz back at the line, and it's going to go out for their first service error of the night, making it Lopes 4, Vaqueros 1.
I know that's their first one of the night, but we'll see if that's a theme from the Vaqueros. They don't want to shoot themselves in the foot with too many service errors with the Lopes already up by 3, and it looks like the offense is veering ready to go here as Claire Mitchell, the freshman, back to serve for the first time tonight.
Veronica Jandova with the slide hit, and it lands in the court.
That was a very nice move there by Veronica. Found an opening on the backside, right down the middle of the court. Melody Horton tried her best to get to the spot. Just a little too much oomph on that hit from Veronica to make this a 2-possession game.
And she's back to serve. Looks like an overpass, and the Vaqueros will put it back down.
It looked like that was Sarah Cruz again. Again, finding an opportunity there and sealing the deal. Found an open spot right in front of Claire Mitchell to make this a 1-possession game. This is just what you want if you're UTRGV after that 3-0 scoring run. You don't want to fall behind too early. They're only down by 1 and looking to knot things up here early.
Veronica Jandova with the serve. Jenny Murillo off the block. Claire Mitchell. Sarah Hagee with a nice high hit. Out of system. Jenny Murillo off the block. And Annabelle Kaminski puts it down. That's what we like to see right off the bat as well for her. We know she's a big hitter, and that was a great decision. Very good.
We mentioned right off the bat, Jenny Murillo, she's being defended pretty well thus far. 3 blocks already for UTRGV against the Lopes Junior. But you just mentioned Annabelle Kaminski, who mentioned on the pregame, WAC Defensive Player of the Week. You can't count out her offense either, Diana. She's been pretty dominant all season long.
Good pickup by libero Tegan DeFalco. But the Lopes are going to have a little bit of a miscommunication and send that one out of bounds.
And that might just be what the Vaqueros need there. Melody Horton getting a little too much on that one as it went out of play. It looks like it's going to be Victoria Nama back to serve for the first time in this one. Again, trying to knot things up at 5, trying to put things in their favor.
Melody Horton, good swing. And it's going to be a dig error for the Vaqueros.
Yeah, you can tell by Sarah Cruz's body language on that one. She thought that one might hit the corner and stay in, but the Lopes do come away with a point. A 2-point deficit now for the Vaqueros, as once again the Lopes looking to separate themselves early, trying for their, which would be their 9th consecutive set victory. Again, they have not allowed an opponent set victory since October 26th here inside the GCU Arena. That came against the Kansas City Rubes.
Emma Ahern with a good dig. Barbara Silva with a nice hit, but the Lopes will have a little bit of a hitting error, and the point will go to the Vaqueros.
Yeah, KJ Adams was looking to get a hand on that play from the Vaqueros, but good eye there from Victoria Nama and Veronica Jindova. We're just able to let that one go. It's a little too much oomph there from KJ Adams.
Good pass by KJ Adams and a dump by Claire Mitchell. That's her classic move. We see that all the time from her. Another little bit of a defensive error on the net.
And usually you see that play work from Claire Mitchell, the freshman. Vintage Claire Mitchell with the swipe kill, looking for her first of the night. Didn't find it there, and then Melody Horton unable to muster that pass. Or it looked like Sarah Cruz from her 3rd kill of the night.
Brilliant service pass by KJ Adams, and good pickup. Back row, KJ Adams. Little out of system. And they're blocked again by Eyre Moss and Sarah Hagee.
Well, we've seen a lot from that duo over the past number of games. Both Sarah Hagee and Eyre Moss, offensively and defensively, have been a real vital aspect of this team for Coach Nolan. We see it defensively right there, both coming away with the point as the Lopes retake the lead 7-6.
Alyssa Chisholm at the back line. We've seen quite a few aces from her actually this year. She's been quite smart. Good up by Alyssa Chisholm. Melody Horton had to reach for that one. Good block attempt, good pickup by the Vaqueros. Back row attack, and it goes out of the back line. A little bit of hitting error for Barbara Silva.
Yeah, Barbara Silva looking to find that back corner. Again, put a little too much strength on that pass, and the Lopes thought better of it. Had an impeccable pair of eyes there, able to let that one roll out of bounds.
Interesting enough, she's actually the leader in the WAC for kills with 335.
And another rejection there for Eyre Moss. As again, the Lopes have their biggest lead of the night. They had a 3-0 lead to start things off here in set number 1. Now a 3-point lead, 9-6.
Alyssa Chisholm, back line. Good floater, good pickup by the Vaqueros. And there's Barbara Silva. You can see why she is the WAC leader in kills. She really gets height off the floor and just puts it down where she needs to put it.
Yeah, there wasn't much that Tegan DeFalco could do about that one. A lot of oomph on that one. A fireball right into the Lopes Juniors' hands, just unable to muster that one.
A little bit of a defensive error by libero Tegan DeFalco, kind of an overpass. Point goes to the Vaqueros. Libero Samarit Caraballo back for the jump serve. There we go. Tegan gets a good pass, and she'll stick it right in the back line. Senior Melody Horton.
Well, it was only a matter of time before the Lopes senior picked up her first kill in this one. It was just barely able to find that back corner. It looked like it may have even hit the line. That it was that close. But Melody Horton picking up her first kill. She was a vital aspect offensively in the 3-0 win against Utah Valley 2 nights ago.
A little bit of an antenna error, out of bounds, and the point goes to the Lopes.
And once again, we mentioned beforehand the one service error early on in this game. I mentioned the UTRGV Vaqueros are going to have to limit their mistakes. Another one right there to go down by 3 once again.
Tegan DeFalco picking up the easy pass. And there we go. Jenny Murillo gets in between that block and puts it in that back corner.
And I've said it throughout this first half already, Diana. They've done a tremendous job at defending Jenny Murillo to this point, unable to do it there. Gets past both Victoria Nama and Sarah Cruz for her second kill of the night. And we'll see after this timeout from, it looks like Coach Todd Lowry, who's in his 5th year with the Vaqueros. We'll see if this benefits him in any way.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and toss to a break, and we'll see you soon on GCU TV.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
And welcome back inside the GCU Arena in the heart of Phoenix. Jack, we talked a little bit about Jenny Murillo, the outside hitter. We really love what she's seeing, and she's kind of had to adjust to what the Vaqueros have had to do. What have you liked that you've seen from her so far?
Well, you got to like how Coach Tim Nolan's squad has been able to distribute the ball evenly on offense to this point. Melody Horton and Jenny Murillo with 2 kills each. Annabelle Kaminski with 1 as well. But Jenny Murillo, you mentioned, they've done a nice job defending her thus far, have the Vaqueros. But Jenny Murillo really not holding anything back so far here tonight to come away with those 2 kills, as it looks like Eyre Moss is going to come away with her first kill of the night as well to put them up by 5.
That was a brilliant slide. She really stuck it between their legs, and great kill. Blocked by Eyre Moss, picked up by Melody Horton, Claire Mitchell, and once again, Jenny Murillo. That will be her 3rd kill of tonight.
Well, ask and you shall receive. Jenny Murillo just able to get that one past the hands of Barbara Silva. Silva doing all she can to come away with the rejection there. Jenny Murillo just way too strong on that last attempt. Now 4 kills so far here tonight, as it looks like that run for the Lopes is going to end, but still up by 5 at the moment. You just can't let UTRGV crawl back into this game.
Barbara Silva checks out, and Carter Helmkamp jumps in, and she goes to the back line. Picked up by Alyssa Chisholm. Claire Mitchell, there's that slide. Jenny Murillo taking a little off. Good block. There we go. Tegan DeFalco really accentuating her body just to pick up that ball. Great dig by Vera Tegan DeFalco. Eyre Moss, a little bit of adjustment there. Good pickups by both teams. And Eyre Moss just hits a little bit out of bounds there on that play, but good rally by both teams.
Well, it was a nice idea from Eyre Moss going on the other side of the court, just unable to find the line, just a little bit over it. And again, UTRGV now a 4-point deficit, trying to climb back in this game now with a 2-0 scoring run.
Great line shot by number 14, Veronica Jandova.
And again, Jandova not holding anything back there against Tegan DeFalco, who's had her fair share of fireballs thrown at her early on in this one. Now a 3-point deficit as the Lopes, once again, their defense looking to at least bring this scoring run to a halt, but that one's going to hit the back corner as well. And just like that, the Vaqueros right back in this one, only a 2-point deficit.
Looks like there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Alyssa Chisholm and Tegan DeFalco on that one. They were kind of laughing a little bit in between. Melody Horton picks up the pass, and there's that dump from Claire Mitchell. Slide by Jandova. Jenny Murillo and she's going to go off the block, and it's going to be a point to the Lopes, putting them up to 16.
Well, once again, UTRGV doing a nice job at blocking Jenny Murillo, just unable to keep that rejection in play, giving the point to the Lopes. Another mistake on their end to go down by 3. And again, a 3-point advantage for the Lopes. You'd like to see UTRGV go on that run there, but it looks like the Lopes have a golden opportunity once again to separate themselves. And another service error right there. That'll put them up by 4.
Tegan DeFalco goes back to serve. I believe she actually leads the team in service aces, which we love to see that from a libero, because not only do you have to be a good passer, but you also have to be a great server.
Jenny Murillo, once again, we've seen it offensively so far here in this first set. Saw it defensively right there, her second rejection of the night. As the Lopes, again, looking to put some separation between themselves and the Vaqueros late in this set. Again, they're up by 5, 17 points. All you need is 25 to come away with the set number 1 victory.
Oh, good pickup. So close by Alyssa Chisholm diving for that one, but the point will go to the Vaqueros.
There's not much Alyssa could have done on that last attempt. Gave it all she had defensively, just wasn't centered up, wasn't where the ball was, as UTRGV once again saw an opportunity and they took it.
A little bit of an overpass from the Lopes. Good pickup by Claire Mitchell. Tegan DeFalco takes the out-of-system set. Annabelle Kaminski out of the middle. Back row attack. Good pickup by Melody Horton. Jenny Murillo once again having to use her head. It'll look like that'll go 4 touches for the Lopes. Or no, excuse me. Number 7 in the net. That'll be Annabelle Kaminski.
Again, the Lopes, we've seen thus far tonight, they've been able to limit their mistakes as opposed to UTRGV. A couple of service errors already. Add another one to the list right there to give a point back to the Lopes. And that's what's really killed UTRGV so far in this first set. We saw Todd Lowry already take 1 timeout thus far. Tim Nolan has yet to take his first timeout. But it's really hurt UTRGV's chances of coming away with a set number 1 victory thus far as the Lopes look to put the nail in the coffin.
Backup setter Kayla Redfield has just checked in, and she'll take the serve. Outside, little off the block. Too slow, though. Annabelle Kaminski tried to pick that one up. Kayla Redfield subs out, and Claire Mitchell will come back in.
And all the Vaqueros could do at this point, Diana, is just chip away. You're only down by 3, still plenty of volleyball to be played here in set number 1. But if they're going to want to come away with a big run here, they're going to have to limit those mistakes. We mentioned the service errors. They're going to have to set themselves up for success here offensively. We've already seen Sarah Cruz with 4 points on 10 total attacks, as well as Victoria Nama, 4 kills on 6 total attacks. And then you can't forget about Barbara Silva and Veronica Jadnova to this point. And another service error right there as they continue to hurt themselves, or at least shoot themselves in the foot, now down by 4 against the Lopes.
KJ Adams will come in to take the serve. Good service reception. And that point will go to the Vaqueros. Three-point deficit between both teams.
Well, Deborah Nazario's job right here is to set UTRGV up for success, trying to get them on a little bit of a run here. As once again, all it takes is 1 score for the Lopes to put them on a run, and that'll help them out in a big way right there. Arguably the biggest play of this first set right there for UTRGV, as they only trail down by 2 now, as they look to go on a little bit more of a run. So Sarah Cruz, well, it looks like Deborah Nazario once again looking to set up UTRGV here.
And that one will just catch the line. What a great serve by number 3, Deborah Nazario.
Deborah Nazario, once again, I mentioned, gonna have to set herself up for success, her and her team there, and she forces Tim Nolan to call his first timeout of the night. Only a 1-point deficit now for UTRGV as they've come in storming back here in set number 1.
Yes, now we'll go to a break, and we'll see you here soon on GCU TV.
We needed one more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
And welcome back to the GCU Arena right here in the heart of Phoenix for women's volleyball. Now, you mentioned all the errors that the Vaqueros are making, Jack. And really, we saw this against Kansas City. There were so many errors on service aces, and that's what really just set the Lopes apart and helped them get that win to put them in the second place spot.
Well, Diana, we saw those service errors early on tonight from the Vaqueros. Not so much right now, though. I mentioned Deborah Nazario before we went to break. Really had to set her team up for success. There's another service error right there. Not going to help out Nazario and the Vaqueros there, but right before that, a 3-0 scoring run from UTRGV, capped off by Deborah Nazario, coming away with a service ace as well as 2 kills from Sarah Cruz. Now a 2-point lead for the Lopes as Emma Ahern back to serve, looking to give the Lopes a scoring run of their own.
Claire Mitchell trying to pick up that hard-driven ball. Just couldn't quite get her platform there in time.
And we've seen UTRGV put a lot of strength in some of their attack attempts. You saw that one right there. Claire Mitchell just unable to muster that one. Again, a 1-point deficit for UTRGV, just trying to get over the line here. They haven't had a lead yet tonight, but they've come close, looking to knot this thing up at 20.
That'll just catch the line from the middle from the Vaqueros. What a beautiful hit. And I actually kind of noticed that the Vaqueros are really targeting KJ Adams on the service reception. Both Emma Ahern and Tegan DeFalco are good passers, and I guess they just see her as the weak link, but she's really compensating and picking up good passes right and giving it right to Claire Mitchell. Emma Ahern trying to dive, pick up that ball. That was a tough angle. We're seeing lots of off-the-block action from both teams.
And how about that, Victoria Nama really putting the team on her back at the moment. First lead of the night for UTRGV, and it's come at probably the best time that it possibly can for the Vaqueros, as it looks like the Lopes are going to knot things up at 21.
Sarah Hagee with that point. Vaqueros really scrambling to try and make a play off of it, but couldn't quite get there in time. Alyssa Chisholm at the back line. Good short serve. Oh. It appeared that the pin blockers didn't quite get their hands there in time, and the outside really used that.
And that one came on Alyssa Chisholm pretty quickly, as it looked like that was Barbara Silver coming away with her 5th kill of the night. 22-21 lead for UTRGV, and we mentioned this is now their 2nd lead, as they just lost it again, 22-22. It looks like Melody Horton coming away with her 2nd kill of the night, 22-22, but UTRGV taking their 1st and 2nd leads of the night at arguably the best time in this game, as the first one again to 25. You got to win by 2, of course, ladies and gentlemen. But the first 1 to 2 wins this set, as UTRGV has set themselves up for success so far.
Melody Horton picking up the ball. Claire Mitchell. Jenny Muro really trying to use her brain to keep that ball in action. Vaqueros really, really staying strong on the defense. Deborah Nazario, really good pickup. Jenny Murillo getting blocked again. They're really trying to shut her down. They know she's a strong hitter, and they're really making sure they close up that block real nice and tight.
And throughout this 2019 season, when it comes to Jenny Murillo, it's either you're going to defend her or you're not going to defend her. And tonight we've kind of seen both here so far in set number 1. We've seen her come away with those 4 kills on 15 total attacks, but UTRGV on the other side defensively has done a tremendous job at solidifying her attack.
Eyre Moss trying to angle that one into the court, but couldn't quite get there.
Looks like they're going to force Tim Nolan to call his second timeout of the set. Was looking very good defensively for the Lopes early on in this one, but just like that, UTRGV with the match point here, looking for their first win. It looks like they're going to try and snap this 8-streak winning streak, or this 8-set winning streak for the Lopes. Again, they have not allowed a set victory since October 26th. That came against Kansas City right here at home, so nearly 3 weeks ago, as UTRGV looking to put the nail in the coffin after being down for most of this first set.
Yeah, the Vaqueros, they really were making some really not great errors at the beginning, but now they're starting to tighten up their game and kind of settle in and settle down, and they're really giving the Lopes a run for their money.
One thing you got to look at from both sides of the ball offensively, both UTRGV and Grand Canyon have done a tremendous job distributing the ball on offense. It's not really been one player on either side. You mentioned Jenny Murillo with the 4 kills, but Melody Horton, the senior, with 3 kills of her own on 7 total attacks. Annabelle Kaminski, we've mentioned before the game, WAC Defensive Player of the Week, has done a solid job offensively so far here tonight with 1 kill as well. Sarah Hagge getting involved. Eyre Moss, who's always seems to be involved. Eyre Moss involved with 1 kill on 9 total attacks as well. And then on the other side, you got Sarah Cruz, Barbara Silva, and Victoria Nema leading the charge. As it looks like it's going to be Oliveira back to serve, looking to put the nail in the coffin here for the Vaqueros.
And there we go. That's what Eyre Moss was looking for. You could tell she was a little bit frustrated on her timing, but she got up, she put that one down. Really tough ball for the Vaqueros to return. She's pretty happy about that one. Tegan DeFalco back to serve. Good floater. And it'll get it. Looks like we got a touch from the Lopes. And that will end the set.
Well, it looked like, regardless if that one hit off, it looked like Tegan DeFalco's hand. That one was going to get to the back corner here inbound, so it looks like UTRGV, regardless of the scenario there, whether it tipped, whether it didn't tip, we're going to come away with the point. It looked like it was Sarah Cruz with her 8th kill of the night to give the Vaqueros a 25-23 set number 1 victory, snapping that 8-set streak for the Lopes. Again, first set victory allowed by an opponent in nearly 2.5 weeks, so we'll see how they rebound going into set number 2. You mentioned Jenny Murillo off to a hot start, although UTRGV has defended her pretty well to this point. We'd like to see the likes of Eyre Moss and Melody Horton to step up in an even bigger way. Sarah Hagge with that 1 kill as well, but again, Claire Mitchell, we saw a couple of those swipe tags early, the vintage Claire Mitchell swipe. It's been defended pretty well thus far. It's not something she's been used to or we've been used to so far this season.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, but we'll catch you soon on GCU TV.
About time we watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
And welcome back to the GCU Arena for women's volleyball on this wonderful Thursday night against the visiting home team, or visiting University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros. Jack, how can we break down that first set? We saw a whole bunch of things. The Lopes seemed to have a really strong start, and then out of nowhere, the Vaqueros started to minimizing their errors, and they really came back and just took the set.
Well, Diana, it was truly out of nowhere. They came sneaking up on the Lopes. A few 3-0 scoring runs late for UTRGV, and better late than ever. They were off to a really slow start in set number 1. We mentioned the 3-0 scoring run right off the bat for the Lopes. Jenny Murillo with the 4 kills, 2 kills within the first 5 minutes of this game, and then out of nowhere, UTRGV started to defend the attack from the Lopes Jr. Melody Horton picked up 3 kills as Eyre Moss got involved late with 2 kills as well. But Sarah Cruz really picking up the steam in set number 1. 7 kills on 14 total attacks, and Barbara Silva as well, 4 kills on 7 total attacks of her own. They came back storming late, but better late than ever, and they pick up the 2-point victory, looking to go up 2-0 here on the road in front of the Havocs. And that's the last thing you want if you're UTRGV, is letting the Havocs in this game. It could get very loud very quick here inside the GCU Arena.
For sure. We just talked about Claire Mitchell actually before we went to break, and they really have been picking up her classic setter dump. And I think that really goes to show that this team has done their homework. They've really watched the Lopes because they are in that number 2 position. They've done their homework, and they were ready coming into this game. You can definitely tell because they know that she does that, and they don't want that ball to hit the ground.
Oh, 100%, and that's something we usually don't see very often when it comes to that attack from Claire Mitchell. That set play usually works. About 99% of the time we've seen it 0% of the time here tonight work, as she's 0 for 2 thus far against this UTRGV defense. And this is a big game for both the Lopes and the Vaqueros, but you could arguably say that for the Vaqueros, it's a must-win, as that's not going to help matters worse for the Lopes.
Hitting error. KJ Adams goes back to serve. Good service reception. A little bit of a touch off the block. Out of system hit, and Sarah Hagee will get a hand on that ball. Good pickup by KJ Adams. Had to get her hands up high for that one. And the point will go to the Vaqueros. Looks like Melody Horton had a little bit of some timing issues on that block. Couldn't quite get a whole hand on it. And Samara Caraballo will go back to serve for the Vaqueros. Put in a 1-1. Great pass by Melody Horton, but that'll go. The point will go to the Vaqueros. That was a great, great block.
Yeah, Barbara Silva all over that one, wasting no time there against the Lopes to take a 2-1 lead. And we mentioned to start off the bat in set number 1, the Lopes took that 3-0 advantage. UTRGV looking to do the same right now, but again, shooting themselves in the foot with a service error, as this game's knotted back up at 2 apiece.
Emma Ahern back to serve.
We've seen a few defensive errors thus far in set number 2 between both the Vaqueros and the Lopes, as each of these first 5 points have really come within respect of each other's defenses thus far, as once again UTRGV, we saw the 3-0 scoring runs. They had 3 3-0 scoring runs in set number 1. Looking for another one right here. Won't happen, as Tegan DeFalco is going to come away with the point to knot things up at 3 apiece. But the one thing we didn't see either team do in set number 1, Diana, and that's either team really separating themselves early and putting the nail in the coffin late. The Lopes separated themselves a little bit by 3 or 4, I think up to 6 at one point in set number 1, but always kept the Vaqueros right back in contention, and they made them pay at the very end.
Melody Horton with the solo block.
Alyssa Chisholm to serve.
And you're right, Jack, this set, in fact, is all about who's going to tighten up their game fast and who's going to minimize those errors the fastest, especially in the little areas such as hitting errors and blocking errors. Another great hit by Melody Horton.
They're really not holding anything back on that one. Carter Helmkamp, all she could do is turn and watch on that one, as again, another fireball from the Lopes senior. Up by 2, Chisholm back to serve, and that's not going to help matters. We just mentioned the errors. Who's going to minimize the errors first? Another big error, service error there from Alyssa Chisholm, and again, a 1-point deficit for UTRGV. It's what the Lopes did in set number 1. They let UTRGV hang around, and like I just mentioned, it cost them in the end. They want to change around that history here in set number 2.
the kill leader, Sarah Cruz, went back to serve. Good serve. Back row attack. There'll be a touch on that one. She'll come away with the point. And we'll be tied at 5-5.
Tegan DeFalco getting her hands on that one just a little bit, as it looks like UTRGV looking for their second lead here in set number 2. And what we saw during this 6-game winning streak from the Lopes is they're going to take the point right back to go up 6-5. What we saw is that the Lopes really didn't have too many mistakes defensively. We've seen a lot so far here tonight at home after coming off that brief road trip in both Seattle and Utah Valley where they were nearly perfect defensively, not allowing a set victory.
Good pickup, good attempt by libero Tegan DeFalco. She really sprawled out for that one, but number 9, Victoria Nama, she'll come away with the point. Big hit.
We mentioned distributing the ball on offense. UTRGV has personified that thus far. Sarah Cruz, of course, leading the charge with 9 kills, but Barbara Silva, Victoria Nama, and Veronica Jendova have each split contention so far offensively, as the Lopes once again are going to come away with a point there to take the lead right back. But Sarah Cruz, 9 kills, Barbara Silva, 5, Victoria Nama, 5, as well as Jendova and Talita Alvera with 3 apiece. As Tegan DeFalco back to serve for the Lopes.
Back row attack. Tegan DeFalco does a great job getting her platform there, angling it, and it'll be picked up. Nama will send it over. Tight pass. Good tip by Annabelle Kaminski. Vaqueros scrambling a little bit to get that one back over. Annabelle Kaminski and she puts it in the corner. Great move by her. She wanted to capitalize on that opportunity, and she did.
Well, the Lopes have been looking for a few holes offensively from this UTRGV defense. Really haven't been able to find any so far in set number 2, despite having the 2-point advantage. But Annabelle Kaminski saw an opportunity there, and she took it in the back corner.
Some timing issues there. Jenny Murillo with the kill.
We mentioned it all season long, Diana. If you get Jenny Murillo going, it's not going to be a pleasant ending for any opponent, let alone UTRGV. So Jenny Murillo finally getting on the board here in set number 2. We'll see if she can catch some momentum.
Yeah, she's the kill leader for the Lopes with 260, and she'll add a few more to that number tonight. Great play by Claire Mitchell. Man, she really sprawled out for that one. And it'll go out of the bounds point. Goes to the Lopes, putting them up 10-6.
Well, that's a huge play in this set. So big that head coach Todd Lowry is going to have to call a timeout. That play looked nearly dead. Tegan DeFalco once again trying to muster all she can on that fireball from Barbara Silva. Looked like it was going to hit the court, but again, like you mentioned, a tremendous play from Claire Mitchell to save that one, as UTRGV once again just couldn't keep the ball in bounds, as Lopes come away with a huge point to go up by 4, their largest lead here in set number 2.
We're going to go ahead and go to break. We'll catch you soon. GCU TV.
Canyon State Credit Union, a local credit union serving the Valley for over 65 years, can assist you in buying your first home, refinancing your current home, or if you're dreaming of a retirement home. Canyon State Credit Union can provide you with a fast and affordable solution that meets your needs. Let Canyon State Credit Union run the numbers on your dream. Visit canyonstatecu.org or call 623-580-6015 for more information. Canyon State Credit Union, committed to you. We do business in accordance with the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, MLS number 410376.
Back inside the GC Arena for women's volleyball. We've talked about all night long about these darn errors and which team is going to essentially lessen up on them the fastest. And both teams are pretty level right now, I would say, but the Lopes are gaining momentum, and they're not making very many service errors, and they're really capitalizing on their kill attempts. Great shot from the middle. Great tip, great spot. Really hard to pick up.
Well, you mentioned both teams have been even to this point, but may not be for the right reasons. We've seen a lot of defensive mistakes so far here in set number 2, but the Lopes have been able to capitalize on UTRGVs, where the Vaqueros have not been able to capitalize on the Lopes, resulting in this 5-point lead for the Lopes, looking for more as they look to add to this 5-0 scoring run.
Jenny Murillo from the outside. Nama trying to keep that one in play. Kaminski picking it up. Back row attack by Melody Horton. Claire Mitchell puts it over, and there's that tip again. Great spot. You can tell that Caraballo is really frustrated at this point.
Well, I mentioned moments ago, Diana, you don't want to get Jenny Murillo going. You also don't want to get Annabelle Kaminski going, because when they get hot at the same time, it could be lights out for UTRGV, looking to come away with a big win here on the road.
Back row attack from Sarah Cruz. Looks like the line judge was maybe debating on if that was a touch or not, but the point goes to the Vaqueros.
It looked like it may have been a tip from up here, but regardless, Lopes still up by 5. You just gotta, again, put the nail in the coffin, something that the Lopes didn't do in set number 1. They let UTRGV hang around. They can't let them hang around this time.
Jenny Murillo with the kill. That'll be her 6th kill of the night. The Lopes are really climbing the stat leader, and it'll be a matter of time before who's in the double digits.
Well, if the Lopes want to separate themselves and put away UTRGV, that's just how you do it. Your leading scorer, Jenny Murillo, not holding anything back on that last kill, is once again Barbara Silva just unable to muster that one. But again, this is what UTRGV's done great all night long to this point here in set number 1 and set number 2. They've hung around. The Lopes have not been able to put the nail in the coffin, as it looks like once again it's going to be Victoria Nama trying to put UTRGV on a bit of a run here, down by 5, again in the middle stages here of set number 2.
Annabelle Kaminski puts that down. That libero is really frustrated. They're really picking on her tonight.
And that one was set up beautifully by Tegan DeFalco. Annabelle Kaminski, I'd say, caught UTRGV's defense off guard with that attack right there. They weren't really ready for it. Another fireball from Annabelle Kaminski, just wheeling and dealing down there for her 5th kill of the night.
KJ Adams back to serve. Setter trying to keep that one in play. Out of system to Melody Horton. Great. And it looks like that one went down. Kill goes to Melody Horton. KJ Adams back to the service line.
It looked like Caraballo was trying to play it off like it didn't hit the court. Found some court there for the Lopes. A big break in this game as once again they look to go on a bit of a run. And that'll help matters better for the Lopes as they now lead it by 6. Or by 8, excuse me. And another timeout, it looks like, for Todd Lowry. So Todd Lowry, who had 1 timeout in set number 1, is going to be forced to take his 2nd here in set number 2. As the Lopes, once again, trying to do something that they couldn't do in set number 1, and that's put the nail in the coffin here against UTRGV, trying to head into set number 3, knotted up at 1.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll see you soon on GCU TV.
Hit 'em up, move 'em out. It's a Ranger Roundup sale at Sanderson Ford with a herd of 44 Rangers now in the stalls, starting at $28.9. Want a little more beef? How about a stampede of Ford Raptors, $35 now available, or giddy up in a Ford Mustang for only $22.9. They have a corral full of ponies. Head on into Arizona's largest Ford dealership and head out in a new Ford. This is Sanderson Ford Country.
Welcome back to the GCU Arena right here in the heart of Phoenix. Jack, we talked about how the Lopes offense has really come to life. We've seen some great kills from Annabelle Kaminski, and Melody Horton, who's always a steady player, has really come to life. And of course, the player we've talked about since set 1, Jenny Murillo.
Well, Jenny Murillo now with 20 total attacks. UTRGV's done a solid job at defending her, but at the same time, Jenny Murillo has been able to do enough to get it past those defenders as well. As once again, we mentioned right before we went off the air there for a few seconds after our commercial break, UTRGV's done a tremendous job at hanging around in this one. They trail by 7 at the moment, but the Lopes, quote unquote, kind of need to squish the bug here if they want to go into set number 3, knotted up at 1. They don't want to let the Vaqueros climb back in this set.
Looks like that'll be a little bit of a hitting error for Sarah Cruz. Got a little bit under that ball and sent it out of bounds. Emma Ahern checks in and goes back to the service line. That'll be a service error for the Lopes. Second one of the evening.
And that cuts the lead back to 7 now, UTRGV. That's just what you want to see if you're Coach Todd Lowry and the Vaqueros. It's not what you want to see if you're Coach Tim Nolan and the Lopes. You talk about minimizing the errors in this one. It's been a defensive affair thus far between UTRGV and GCU here in set number 2.
Sarah Hagge from the middle. We don't really see her. She's normally a right side hitter, but she capitalized on that set and put it down for the Lopes.
It looked like Deborah Nazario trying for the rejection there, just couldn't get enough on it to send it back over the net into Lopes territory. So an 8-point lead now for the Lopes. Things are looking good at the moment, Diana, but once again, just trying to go on one last surge here to solidify a set win. Looking for their 7th win in a row before, again, a big date on Saturday night against the undefeated 12-0 in WAC play, New Mexico State Aggies.
Sarah Cruz back to serve. And she'll have yet another serves there. I believe that's her second one of the night.
And it killed UTRGV big time in set number 1, although they were able to make a tremendous comeback to win it. It's hurt them so far here in set number 2 as well, but that was then. This is now. The Lopes lead it by 8 late here in set number 2. As it looks like they're going to try and put the nail in the coffin one last time as the Vaqueros get Moss there on the near sideline, on the near net. Eyre Moss coming away with her 4th kill of the night.
I love that slide move. She really drove that ball down the line. Hitting error from number 14, Veronica Jandova. Melody Horton back to serve. Another hitting error, once again from the Vaqueros. Victoria Nama sent that one outside the back line.
And all this Lopes defense has had to do is turn and watch as UTRGV continues to hurt themselves, now down by 11. As the Lopes, I've mentioned it all set long, I don't mean to reiterate myself, but they're looking to put the nail in the coffin in this set, and it looks like they're doing just that. Now up by 12, have given themselves a sizable lead, where they're a little bit more flexible, not a ton of pressure on them at the moment, as UTRGV just looking to chip away at the very last second.
Great block by Jenny Murillo. And that'll go off a touch and out of bounds. Unreachable for the Lopes. We've seen them try to set up that back row attack. They've tried it many times because they're having trouble getting past some of our blockers, and I think that's the first time that that's worked for them. Claire Mitchell setting up. Jenny Murillo getting way on top of that ball, almost outside the gym, putting that right down on the floor.
And for a brief second, Melody Horton and Jenny Murillo both tied at the top of the leaderboards with 7 kills, but just like that, Jenny Murillo with kill number 8 as the Lopes looking to put the nail in the coffin. We'll see if Tegan DeFalco can solidify their first set win of the night here at home.
Back row attack. Another back row attack, and we'll get a touch off that one. The point will go to the Lopes. And I believe Sarah Cruz is actually the first one to cross that double line with 11 kills. But Jenny Murillo is right there with her, right behind her with 8. And that'll actually end the set. Lopes take it 25-12. Loved seeing the energy that the Lopes got near the end of that set. It was great. They just came alive in their offense, and the Vaqueros were kind of caught off guard because we haven't been very accurate with that part of the game tonight.
Well, the big thing that we talked about in this set, Diana, was how the Lopes were going to respond after taking such a dominant lead. They were up by 6 at one point in set number 1, let UTRGV hang around. They ultimately come back to win this set by 25-23. It was going to be interesting to see how the Lopes came back here in set number 2, if they were going to be able to get out to a sizable lead and then pounce on it. And they did just that. Both Melody Horton and Jenny Murillo at the top of the leaderboards with 8 kills each on 37 total attacks, as that was just an absolutely dominating performance over the Vaqueros, looking to go up 2-1 in a rubber match here in set number 3.
We're going to go ahead and toss to the women's basketball season preview. You're watching women's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
You know, last year we didn't achieve what we hoped to, and we're disappointed with the results. But at the same time, I think a positive was that our young players got a lot of experience. So we played a lot of freshmen. And so now those freshmen are sophomores, and they've got all that experience built up. That's going to be really helpful to this year's team because now everything isn't so new, and they can rely on that experience. They've been on the big stage, they've played in the conference tournament, and so it's really nice having returners who have been through a year of our program who are able to help our newcomers.
Gets it to Pieta, fires a three!
Be About It is our theme. It's our tagline for this season and this program. Be About It is putting the want to, the desire, the dreams and goals into action every single day. And that's in the community, that's on the court, and also in the classroom. We've got really high standards for achieving great grades in the classroom. So going to study hall, being on top of your business, whatever it takes to make sure you're prepared in that aspect. On the court, putting in that extra work. Something we've really talked about is recovery this year. That's not necessarily countable hours. But what are you doing during that off time to make sure you're ready to come back the next day and improve in practice? Are you getting up those extra shots? Are you watching film with our staff? Anything you can do to prepare and make yourself the best player you can be is being about it. And the same thing in the community. We're all about service. That's our GCU mindset. It's also our program's mindset. And so we really put that into action throughout the season, serving our community in different ways.
Hello and welcome inside the GCU Arena in the heart of Phoenix. And Jack, we've seen some great things from both teams. Really loved what we're seeing from the Vaqueros in the front row. We've seen great things from Barbara Silva and Sarah Cruz, but we've also seen some great things from our hitters for the Lopes. Melody Horton, always a strong player. Jenny Murillo, another strong player. That WAC Defensive Player of the Week player, Annabelle Kaminski, and of course Eyre Moss. She's a big player. Seen some great things offensively, seen some great things defensively, but it's really come down to those few little errors in the in-betweens of the good plays.
And a lot of errors from both sides, both defensively and offensively from both the Vaqueros and the Lopes. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out here in set number 3 after learning from these mistakes. We talk about the service errors from the Vaqueros. The Lopes not doing a tremendous job handling the ball on defense to this point like we've seen during this 6-game winning streak. And of course, coming off those 2 wins against Seattle and Utah Valley, we mentioned the first go-around against Utah Valley, just unable to come away with 2-set victories, lost 3-1 a couple weeks ago in October here at home, day after Midnight Madness here on campus, but come away with a 3-0 win against Utah Valley on the road. And it's going to be interesting to see again here in set number 3 how the Lopes are able to come away with a win, trying again, going for their 7th straight win. You mentioned big wins against California Baptist and Seattle and Utah Valley. Again, very impressed by that win on the road against Utah Valley, considering that they came away with a 3-1 loss here just a couple weeks ago, again, a night after Midnight Madness.
Yeah, I think the ladies were just a little bit tired because you know how Midnight Madness is. It's crazy, you're staying up late, it's high energy. Yeah, and really, this game is important for the Lopes because once again, that big game against the 13-0 New Mexico State team, they really got to capitalize on this game.
And you mentioned Midnight Madness, the Havocs. The Havocs can get involved in this one. We didn't really see them get involved in set number 1. Set number 2, big factors in that 25-12 win. We'll see in set number 3 what's going to happen here. As we'd love to see the Havocs get involved one more time so that they can go up 2-1 going into set number 4, again looking for their 7th straight win. And what a win it would be tonight in front of the Havocs, going into arguably the biggest test of the season on Saturday against the New Mexico State Aggies.
Now let's check out the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN.
Of course, women's basketball back in action tomorrow at noon. They take on North Dakota, followed up by men's hoops at 7 p.m. They take on Illinois, looking to bounce back from their loss against Davenport Women's Volleyball. Like I just mentioned, back here on Saturday inside the GCU Arena to take on New Mexico State. And then, of course, we also got men's soccer, the finale against UNLV coming Saturday night. You can catch out all those games here on GCU TV as we are underway here in set number 3 as Emma Ahern back to serve.
Libero Caraballo back to serve. Good jump serve, but she'll send that one out of bounds. It'll be their first service error of the set, 7th of the night. Alyssa Chisholm into serve. Good floater. But number 14, beautiful hit. Jandova really put that one down. Got on top of it, jumped really high, used her angles. Lopes couldn't quite pick that one up. New player comes into the game, Paulina Ramirez. She specializes in the back row. Melody Horton off the block. The Vaqueros tipped that one over. Picked up by the libero, Tegan DeFalco. And man, oh man, that one had Sarah Cruz. She's real. We're seeing some great things from her tonight. That'll be her 13th kill of the evening.
And you want to talk about holding nothing back on that play. Sarah Cruz, 13 kills now, really running away with it on UTRGV's side. Next up would be Barbara Silva with her 5 kills, but Sarah Cruz really stepping up, really separating herself here on this Vaqueros roster. Once again, we've seen tremendous offensive attributions from both teams so far here in set number 3. As you saw right there, Claire Mitchell, the freshman, looking for that vintage swipe tag once again. Couldn't find it, defended well by UTRGV.
A little bit of a slide from number 14. Jandova. Then we got Melody Horton, blocked, good picked up by Alyssa Chisholm, and she'll go for it again. A little bit of a poke over the net, swipe by the setter. And there's Claire Mitchell, she'll put it down. That'll be her 4th attempt on those dumps, and it finally goes down.
Well, 4th time's the charm for Claire Mitchell anyways with her first kill. And again, a much needed kill in this set for the Lopes now. Tie things up at 3 apiece. As once again looking to go on a bit of a run. The name of the game here, ladies and gentlemen, is to once again separate yourselves from your opponents in order to go on a bit of a run, as it looks like UTRGV is going to try and do just that. As once again, Tegan DeFalco having a tough time handling that one.
Good pickup by Claire Mitchell. And that'll one will get past the block and go down. Jenny Murillo tried to go for that, but that's a hard angle to make a play off of. Melody Horton picked that one up. Jenny Murillo tries to keep that one in, but went a few feet out the back line. Speaking of Claire Mitchell, she has 890 assists this season, and she's only 110 from reaching the benchmark of 1,000 as a freshman, which is super impressive at the Division I level. Seen some great things from her this season. Tegan DeFalco struggling once again to pick up a dig.
Again, these are almost like rifles coming at Tegan DeFalco. Not really anything she could do on that last hit. 14th kill of the night for Sarah Cruz. But it's do or die right now for the Lopes, and maybe that's just what they needed right there, Diana. A huge service error to switch momentum around after a 4-0 scoring run from the Vaqueros. It's not what you want to see from UTRGV, and it's not what you want to see if you're Todd Lowry. right there with your team on a 4-0 scoring run, as that's definitely a buzzkill there for UTRGV as they look to regain momentum going forward. Another huge play there for Tegan DeFalco, looking to change the momentum herself.
There we go. She picked that one up. That's a tough ball to dig, but she got it. She sent it back over. Lopes keep it in play. Nama with the hit, and another dig by Jenny Murillo, and they're able to return that ball. Back row attack. There we go. Tegan DeFalco with another great dig. You can tell she's loosening up a little bit after being a little frustrated with herself. Slide hit, and that one will hit the back line. That's a tough one, that tough corner ball off the slide. Very hard to read.
Well, Veronica Jindova able to find that back line. You see the look on Tegan DeFalco's face. Not too happy with herself. May have thought that one was going over just a little bit, but arguably that's probably the best rally we've had back and forth between the Lopes and the Vaqueros. Just doesn't go their way after that service error from UTRGV as they once again look to regain momentum up by 4, looking to run away with this one early.
Good pickup by Alyssa Chisholm. Jenny Murillo, and she's blocked. She's a little frustrated with herself as well, and I believe that's what led to this timeout by Coach Tim Nolan. A little bit of some frustrations from both the libero and the outside. Now for a look at the Canyon Stats update brought to you by Canyon State Credit Union.
As you can take another look there, 28 kills compared to the Lopes' 26 kills. That was in the first and second set. Of course, a 9-4 lead for UTRGV here in set number 3, looking to run away with it. And you mentioned the errors. We've seen plenty of service errors thus far for the Vaqueros, only 6 for the Lopes thus far. And of course, 68 total attacks for the Lopes, 70 coming from the Vaqueros. We've mentioned Sarah Cruz, 14 kills on 28 total attacks. And a hitting percentage of .294 thus far for the Lopes to go with 6 blocks defensively, 25 assists, and 23 digs. So both teams matching up pretty evenly thus far in every category, both positively and negatively. We mentioned all the errors thus far as we take another look at the Havocs, as we will see if this timeout from Coach Tim Nolan plays any big dividends for the Lopes, down by 5 here in this set.
That ball will go out of bounds. Once again, another service error. I can tell you what the Vaqueros are probably going to be doing on practice when they get back home to Texas. Claire Mitchell back to serve. Good jump serve. Tries to hit him with that short ball, catch him off guard. There's that back row attack. We see classic good pickup by a little bit of a miscommunication between Claire Mitchell and Melody Horton.
Again, these defensive mistakes really hurting the Lopes early in this set. But like we saw in set number 1, it's not really about how you start, but more about how you finish. As we saw the Lopes jump out to that 6-point advantage early in set number 1 before the Vaqueros were able to bounce back. And another ball hit out of bounds to give them a 6-point lead right here for UTRGV. It's still very early on in this set, but UTRGV, you learned in set number 2 what the Lopes were able to do when they went up big. They were able to put the nail in the coffin. UTRGV looking to do the same right here, right now.
Sarah Hagee picking up that ball for Claire Mitchell. Back row attack by Melody Horton. Little out of system ball. Nama with the big hit. Tegan DeFalco was able to pick it up though. A little bit out of the middle, another pickup by her. Jenny Murillo really cranking that ball in bounds. And the tip will fall. Tough spot. We've seen teams hit that spot multiple times tonight, and it's gone down every single time.
And if UTRGV can continue this success, continue to capitalize on these Lopes mistakes like they have. Going for another potential kill right there. Again, a little bit of miscommunication there from Tegan DeFalco in that defense. But if UTRGV can continue to capitalize on these mistakes, go up 2-1, going for a match win in set number 4, they could set themselves up for a huge win here tonight, looking to go 8-5 in WAC play, looking to get above Kansas City in third place in those standings. We mentioned it goes New Mexico State first, Grand Canyon second, Kansas City in third, UTRGV in fourth, and of course Utah Valley kind of hanging on to that fifth seed right now. The GCU, of course, 10-2 after their 6-game winning streak in WAC play, but UTRGV, a win tonight would be a huge win on the road going forward as we go into the final weeks before the WAC tournament.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. You are watching women's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back inside the GCU arena for women's volleyball as the Lopes take on the Vaqueros. We're underway in the third set. The Vaqueros are up by 13. Lopes have 5. Seen a few net errors by Annabelle Kaminski. She's having a little bit of trouble staying out of that net. Timeout was taken from Tim Nolan just to tell the girls, hey, we got to tighten it up. We don't want to give this one to the Vaqueros this easy. Another hitting error by Sarah Hagee. Vaqueros will come away with the point, put them at 14-5.
Well, definitely not what you want to see early on in this set, Diana, but we've seen some of these timeouts. Another big momentum switcher right there from UTRGV. That's, I believe, the second time we've already seen that in this set. They go on a bit of a run, and then they shoot themselves in the foot with a big service error. We'll see if the Lopes and KJ Adams could put together a little bit of a rally, start to chip away at this lead. Again, an 8-point deficit, but again, still plenty of volleyball left to be played here in set number 3.
Nama with the hit. Tina Falco doing a great job picking those up. Nama with the outside hit again. Melody Horton picks it up. Blocked. You can tell KJ Adams is a little frustrated with herself that she sent that ball a little too short. Middle blockers just getting some hands on that and able to put it back down on the Lopes side.
Well, we've seen it in each of the first 2 sets. We've seen momentum switch multiple times. We saw, of course, the Lopes take the first half of set number 1 in a big way before UTRGV came back in a big way in the second half. Of course, UTRGV and the Lopes going back and forth mano a mano in set number 2 in the first half before the Lopes ran away with it in the second half. It's been all UTRGV in the first half going into the middle stages here in set number 3. We'll see if the Lopes can turn the tables in the final half of this set to at least make it interesting here in set number 3.
Good serve by Emma Ahern. Back row attack. Claire Mitchell, great dig. Melody Horton's able to crank that ball down. It looks like we'll get a double touch from the Vaqueros, and the point will go to the Lopes.
Again, another big break there for Coach Tim Nolan's squad. But again, it's up to the purple and white down there on the court to put together at least a little bit of a rally to get momentum going. That's not going to help make matters any better there as UTRGV looks to take it home. Trying to go up 2-1 in a big monumental game for them. Not only trying to move up in the WAC standings in these final 2 weeks, but at the same time trying to get above 500. They're 13-13 overall on the season, looking for win number 14.
KJ Adams, good serve receive, pick up by the libero, Sarah Cruz. Putting that ball down, that'll be her, I believe, 16th kill of the night. And another service error. That'll be the 12th error of the night. They're into the doubles in that category, which is, that's not what you want to see, especially from a number 4 team who's trying to move up in the rankings. Alyssa Chisholm. She finds her way through the block and somehow put that right down in between 2 of the Lope defensive players.
Yeah, it was a good look there from Barbara Silver, and things are going from ugly to worse right now for that Grand Canyon University defense, as UTRGV has now doubled their lead 18-9 here in these final stages, as the Lopes just looking for a last-ditch effort desperately. That'll help there, as the Vaqueros just unable to keep that one in play, but an 8-point deficit now for the Lopes. It's now or never, trying to get a late surgence here, trying to go on a bit of a run, maybe a 4 or 5-0 scoring run, try and force a timeout for Coach Todd Lowry, who's yet to use one here in set number 3.
Jenny Murillo checks into the game. Melody Horton with the good serve. Tegan DeFalco, that corner is really, they're struggling to pick up the balls in that area.
Well, UTRGV has done a tremendous job capitalizing on these openings from this Lopes defense, as we mentioned before the timeout from Coach Tim Nolan. Just have not been able to tighten up on defense to this point, leaving a lot of opportunity, a lot of ground, a lot of open ground for UTRGV's offense.
Eyre Moss able to pick up that ball from the middle, get a little bit of a touch on it. Jenny Murillo out of system hit. Great, she sends it over. Namo with the brilliant kill right off the block.
Well, it'll be interesting to see here if Coach Tim Nolan wants to call another timeout here late. I know they're down by 10 late here. It's going to take a massive turn of events here if the Lopes want to get back in this one, but at least stall momentum for UTRGV, as Claire Mitchell, we've mentioned all night long, the UTRGV Vaqueros have done a tremendous job at defending that play from the Lopes freshman. Not there. She found a nice opening on the near side.
Yeah, we see her normally put that in that little bit of the outside between the middle spot, but now she's really using her volleyball IQ and putting it in some different spots. And Vaqueros, they're gonna have to adjust, because she's gonna keep doing it because it's working. That's second time she's able to score on that one. Got a double from the Vaqueros. Point goes to Lopes. That's what they need. They need that momentum shift. They've seen that we've had multiple errors from them in this third set, and they're struggling to get back into this game. Massive block by Jenny Murillo. We're seeing that momentum shift, Jack. And we're seeing a timeout from the Vaqueros, which is the first one in this third set. We're gonna go ahead and take a break. You are watching women's volleyball right here on GCU TV.
There's an exciting destination for food, fun, and golf in the heart of Phoenix. Come to the GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain real-world experience and deliver unmatched service. Enjoy beautiful amenities like a resort-style pool, full-service fitness center, championship golf course, and coffee shop GCBC. Canyon 49 Grill serves American fare all day and happy hour with a great vibe and Lopes pride. Room rates start at $89 per night. Visit gcuhotel.com today.
Welcome back to GCU Volleyball inside the GCU Arena. We're seeing some good things from the Lopes. We've got a 4-point hot streak, forcing the Vaqueros to take a timeout. Seen some big turning point plays, blocked by Jenny Murillo, great digs.
Well, the defense have not been strong to this point, Diana, but at the moment, a lot of positives. You could talk about a 3-0 scoring run, forcing head coach Todd Lowry to take his first time out of the set, which is something I mentioned that the Lopes had to do here if they wanted to try to turn momentum around. A 7-point deficit now. If they can string together a couple of more points here on this run, they might be in good shape.
Lopes able to keep that point alive. Back row attack. Sarah Cruz, that's her signature move we're seeing. She really gets high off the ground and gets over the block. That's a hard ball to block for those middles. Good up by Melody Horton. Jenny Murillo almost hit Sarah Cruz in the face. She's pretty stoked about that kill. That's what we need to see, those little momentum shifts for the Lopes to really put them back into this game.
And that was an absolute laser from Jenny Murillo. You mentioned almost hit Sarah Cruz in the face. She really couldn't make any move there. That ball came so fast at her. Really couldn't get a chance to get out of the way. But again, the Lopes are going to have to come away with a few offensive scores here. That's not going to help make matters any better as that one falls out of play in these final moments for UTRGV. Again, only 3 scores away from taking this to a 2-1 set lead going into set number 4.
Melody Horton with the pickup. Jenny Murillo. She tools that off the block, and she's ready to go. Claire Mitchell, she knows she's ready to go. She's going to keep feeding her the ball. That'll put her at 9 kills. Her and Melody Horton, 10 kills, excuse me. She's just got her first double. Melody Horton's right behind her with 9 kills.
Oh, better late than ever for the Lopes, and if you can get Jenny Murillo and Melody Horton going now, again down by 7, it's gonna have to happen now. But we'll see if the Lopes can get on some sort of magical run here late.
New player for the Lopes, Kayla Matthews, checks into the game. See if she can add some sort of a defensive element for the Lopes. Kayla Matthews backs to serve. Good jump serve. Nama with another great kill. She loves putting in that spot. That's a tough one for the Lopes defense to get to. We will see if they shift their defense to accommodate to that next time Nama goes up for a hit.
It looks like Nama's going to take a seat for just a brief moment as Todd Lowry gives her a moment to catch her breath here. But again, UTRGV looking to once again solidify this victory here in set number 3. And again, coming into this matchup against the Lopes, 6-game winning streak, 20-4 overall, 10-2 in WAC conference play. They've done a tremendous job at finding the cracks in this Grand Canyon University defense as they continue to right there. Kayla Matthews, that one came on her a little too fast there as, again, game point now for UTRGV. Looking to stun the Havocs, if not the Lopes here, trying to go up 2-1.
For sure. That'll be set point. Or excuse me, this will be set point. Annabelle Kaminski goes back to serve. Great serve. Beautiful up by Claire Mitchell. That's what we need. But the set will go to the Vaqueros. We saw some great offense from them. That's what really set them apart. Even though they did have a large amount of service errors, the Lopes defense wasn't able to keep up with the Vaqueros offense.
Well, we talked about it going into set number 3. It was going to be interesting to see how both teams came out after a sluggish defensive performance in set number 2, but the Lopes were able to pull away in a big way, 25-12 to pick up that set number 2 victory. But this one was all UTRGV, Diana. I mean, I don't think at one point in this set the Lopes had themselves a lead. If they did, it was very early on in this set. So UTRGV and, of course, Sarah Cruz really running away with it for UTRGV and their leaderboards. 19 kills now on 36 total attacks. And who would have thought that UTRGV was going to walk in here again, fourth place in WAC conference play. This would be a huge win for them on the road as they once again look to shock the Havocs and the Lopes, looking to hand them their first loss in nearly 8 matchups.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with the 4th set right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. It helps you understand the world around you. It's your guide through life. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Change is difficult, but Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. While businesses are being transformed by artificial intelligence and analytics, GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation and make sense of the world. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems and sharing your insights, you're helping to build a better tomorrow for you, your community, and your family. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena as we look to start the fourth set against the Vaqueros and the Lopes. Seen some great things from the Vaqueros. I've expected to see a little more out of Barbara Silva, as she is the leader of WAC in kills with 335. She's obviously increased that number since the start of this match, but really the MVP for the Vaqueros has been Sarah Cruz. She's up to 19 kills, which is huge for a player. She's almost into that 20 mark zone, and she really has been capitalizing on those back row attacks. She has quite the hops, and she's able to get up and put that past the Lopes block.
Well, I think it was 7 kills alone in that third set, and really ran away with it, did UTRGV. Again, the Lopes really had no offensive momentum in that set. I believe they had one 3-0 scoring run that forced one timeout from Todd Lowry, but that was about it. Really couldn't capitalize on any of the service errors from UTRGV, who have had their fair share amount of service errors, really shooting themselves in the foot throughout this entire matchup tonight here inside the GCU Arena, as it looks like it's going to be Claire Mitchell back to serve things off. But again, down 2-1 if the Lopes can force a set number 5. We've seen on this winning streak alone, 6-game winning streak, 3 set 5 victories for the Lopes. So if they can pull off a win here in set number 4, set number 5 should favor them.
Melody Horton follows that to the line. A little bit of a hitting error by the Vaqueros, and Claire Mitchell will go back to take the serve. Middle hit. Melody Horton picks it up. Claire Mitchell outside to Jenny Maria, and looks like that'll be she hit it right into the 10, and that'll be an error for the Lopes. Caraballo goes back to serve.
Well, it'll be interesting to see who's going to come out in front here in set number 4. Obviously, UTRGV ran away with it in set number 3. The Lopes off to a hot start in both sets 1 and 2. We'll see who can ride momentum here in the first stages here in set number 4, with the Lopes looking to bounce back.
Annabelle Kaminski with that kill. We haven't seen very much from her tonight offensively, but we may see a little bit more from her in this set.
Well, Annabelle Kaminski with a big set number 2. I think that's her 6th kill of the night to go on 16 total attacks. But again, if they can get Annabelle Kaminski going, again, WAC Defensive Player of the Week, if they can get her going offensively alongside Melody Horton and Jenny Murillo, the Lopes should be just fine. It's just minimizing the mistakes on defense. We'll see if they can tighten up here in set number 4.
Out of system to Melody Horton, and she puts that ball down.
Well, this is just what you want to see if you're the Lopes. You take a 2-point advantage early on. Again, it's only 3-1 as Kayla Matthews looks to give the Lopes a little bit of a push here, trying to go on a substantial run. Now on a 2-0 scoring run, we'll see what they can do with it.
Pick up by Kayla Matthews to Claire Mitchell. Annabelle Kaminski trying to run that quick, hits that corner. The corners are working tonight. That'll be her 7th kill of the evening. We almost have Melody Horton into a double-double. She's got 12 kills and 7 digs. Maria is a little bit behind her, but the possibility is still there that she might be able to pick up a double-double. Wonderful block by Annabelle Kaminski and Sarah Hagee. That's a turning point move. That's what gets the Havocs fired up. They're already loud. They want to see their Lopes come home with the win.
Well, there's 3 factors you got to think about here, Diana. One, getting the Havocs involved would be huge right now for the Lopes. And again, momentum. The second one being if they can get momentum back, they're up 5-1. It's going to favor them going into the latter stages. As they get a tip on that one, that won't help matters worse, more momentum for UTRGV at the moment. But the third one's confidence. I believe the Lopes lost a little bit of their confidence in that third set. They were derailed by the Vaqueros. They get their confidence back. They get that swagger back that's led them back to this 6-game winning streak. They should be just fine here, up by 3, looking to once again send this to set number 5 here in Phoenix.
For sure. And a big player that helps return that confidence is Sarah Hagge. She's put some good plays down. Great line drive there. And of course that beautiful block with Annabelle Kaminski. Turning point plays. Kaminski back to serve. Back row attack by a different player, number 11, Cheritonidi. Hagge with that cross attack. A little bit of a touch on the block. Kaminski picks it up. Claire Mitchell sends it. Melody Horton able to get a hand on the ball, sends it over. Pick up by Eyre Moss. Sarah Hagge once again puts that ball down. She's changing the momentum, bringing that confidence back for the Lopes.
Well, it looked like that was Paulina Ramirez down there on the Vaqueros side. Just didn't do enough there. Tried to keep that one in front, but Sarah Hagge found an opening and capitalized on it.
Cruz blocked. Eyre Moss and Sarah Hagge, once again, good team. They're closing up the net there. Pick up. Cruz sends it out. Back row attack. Matthews keeps it in play. Moss, good angle. Back row attack once again. Kaminski keeping it alive. Claire Mitchell hustling out to Melody Horton. Melody Horton hits that angle and puts it down in that one spot. That's really hard for both teams to pick it up. Great effort from both teams.
Well, Deborah Nazario looked to get a hand on that one, just trickled to the side to the one part of the court where you saw no orange and white. So Melody Horton capitalizing on a mistake there from UTRGV to go up by 6, forcing Todd Lowry to call his first timeout much earlier here in set number 4 than he did in set number 3.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with some more volleyball action right here on GCU TV.
Our armed forces' heroism, courage, and bravery give greater meaning to what it is to be an American. Grand Canyon University honors you and pays tribute to you and your family. As a community, GCU celebrates your service, your sacrifice, and your commitment. God bless all the brave men and women who put our country first. We want to do the same for you. GCU puts you first with its flexible and convenient online degree programs. We salute you and thank you for your service.
Welcome back inside the GCU Arena in the heart of Phoenix. We've seen some great things from a very outstanding player. We've seen some turning point shifts from Sarah Hagge.
Sarah Hagge now with 5 kills tonight. We mentioned the momentum. We mentioned their confidence. They got their swagger back. Up by 6 now against UTRGV, looking to regain some of their confidence after a historically good set number 3. If the Lopes can continue to pounce on the Vaqueros, we might see a set number 5 here inside the GCU Arena.
Melody Horton with the block. She shuts down Jandova. And Kaminski, once again, back to serve. Lopes are up by 7 points. And that will be a service ace second of the night. I believe the first one was by KJ Adams, but Kaminski will take the second one.
Only our second yes chant of the night from the Havocs down there by courtside, but Annabelle Kaminski will take it. Now an 8-point lead for the Lopes, a 4-0 scoring run, and this is just what you needed coming off that set number 3 performance.
Lopes come away with another point yet again. Kaminski back to serve. Havocs nice and loud. They're cheering. They're excited. Good pickup by the setter. Cruz sends it to that back corner.
And that's just what the Vaqueros needed right there. Sarah Cruz slicing and dicing, finds that back corner. to come away with the 3rd point of the night. We'll see if they can come away with a momentum shift here with Silva back to serve. You're down by 8, but still, it's the first stage here in set number 4. We saw the Lopes jump out to a huge 6-point lead in the first set before UTRGV came storming back. So still plenty of volleyball to be played left in this set.
What a beautiful hit by Sarah Hagee. We've said it when we returned from that break. She has been a big player in this 4th set. She's really brought back a lot of confidence for the Lopes, and that was just another great play that we've seen.
And you've been mentioning it so far here in set number 4, Diana. Sarah Hagee has really held nothing back here already with 4 kills. You'll get another one there to go up by 10. Eyre Moss getting involved. Eyre Moss has been the biggest factor offensively, in my opinion, during this 6-game winning streak. Again, that's only her 3rd kill of the night, but if you can get Eyre Moss going alongside, we mentioned the likes of Murillo and Horton and Sarah Hagee, this is a very dangerous offense for the Lopes, just trying to, again, tighten things up on defense, trying to narrow down the chances and the opportunities for the Vaqueros.
Eyre Moss, she's been great defensively on the net this year. She's the block leader for the Lopes with 91, and I believe she's got 3 in this game, so that'll put her at 94 blocks for the season. Tegan DeFalco picks it up. Eyre Moss puts it down. Classic slide. Caro's really struggling to pick that up. Number 12, Ramirez, she's getting the blunt of those slides. Having a little bit of trouble. Those are tough balls to pick up.
But again, the Lopes will take it once again, now up by 10 for the 2nd time in this set. Again, we mentioned in set number 2, we saw the Lopes come away with a 6-point advantage in set number 1. They lost it, ended up losing the set to UTRGV, but come back storming in set number 2 and really didn't look back. Again, the quote-unquote, they squished the bug in set number 2 to win that one by 13. Looking to do the same right now here in set number 4, up by 11.
Claire Mitchell has been... Eyre Moss again. Wow, yes, great line drive. Her and Sarah Hagee, big turning point players in this 4th set. Claire Mitchell also has been working very hard to keep balls alive. She's had some tight passes that she's had to deal with, running sets with one hand. Loving her hustle.
And one more yes chant before another timeout from the Vaqueros. So Todd Lowry's been very busy in this set, as UTRGV, I think it's safe to say, have not had quite the same success they did in set number 3 here in set number 4, as the Lopes once again look to continue to sail away with this one, up by 13.
We'll be right back with the game right here on GCU TV.
Exciting destination for food, fun, and golf in the heart of Phoenix. Come to the GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain real-world experience and deliver unmatched service. Enjoy beautiful amenities like a resort-style pool, full-service fitness center, championship golf course, and coffee shop GCBC. Canyon 49 Grill serves American fare all day and happy hour with a great vibe and Lopes pride. Room rates start at $89 per night. Visit gcuhotel.com today.
Welcome back to women's volleyball right here inside the GCU arena. Seen some great things from the Lopes, and really this game has been all about these momentum shifts. We've seen lots of momentum shifts, especially in the first set and the second set, and the third set not so much. Now the 4th set, we've seen more of a momentum shift from the Lopes rather than the Vaqueros. It'll be interesting to see as this set plays out how the Vaqueros act to how on fire the Lopes are.
I think that's the understatement of the night right there, Diana. It seems like 2 completely different teams compared to set number 3. UTRGV completely dominated the Lopes. Didn't really give them one lead, didn't give them a chance at all offensively. And then to come back here in set number 4 with the Lopes' backs against the wall, totally different team with the Lopes capitalizing on every big mistake from UTRGV, and there's another one right there. Eyre Moss, again, holding nothing back on that one, almost like a bazooka, headed right at Barbara Silva. Really nothing she could do about that one to go up by 15.
That'll be her 6th kill of the night. She's on fire. Melody Horton back to serve. Good serve. Back row attack by Cruz. Tegan Falco's out. Eyre Moss blocked. Right back down on the Lopes side. They're finally able to close that block up. They know she's a big hitter, and they know that they needed to shut her down. And they did for that play, unfortunately, but great effort from both teams. Havoc's getting progressively louder in here. Jenny Murillo gets high, sends that one a little bit tough to pick up, especially when it's coming at your face. But she puts it down, another kill. That'll be her 12th for the night. Cruz picks it up. There's that slide we've seen all night. Dump by Claire Mitchell. And it's pickup error from the Vaqueros. That's her, Claire Mitchell's third setter dump kill.
I mentioned early in this game, UTRGV doing a phenomenal job at defending that attack. Not so much here in the second half tonight against the Lopes, which is very dangerous if you can get all those factors. We mentioned Sarah Hag. That's Kaminski. We mentioned Annabelle Kaminski, Melody Horton, Jenny Murillo. If you can get Claire Mitchell in on that attack as well, it might be night-night for UTRGV.
Kaminski picking up her 8th kill of the night. Really, all offensive players are starting to get real hot and gaining that confidence that they appeared to have lost in that third set, or third set. Nama back to serve. Horton picks it up, Claire Mitchell. Great spot. Horton picks it up, Claire Mitchell again. Kaminski puts it down. Vaqueros had a little bit of a tough time getting to that ball in time. It was a fast system play.
It almost looked like that potential attempt there from Jenny Murillo was going to fall. We haven't seen her go with the soft touch much tonight, but we saw it right there. Looked like it was going to fall. Silva got a hand on it, but right there was Annabelle Kaminski with the rebound attack to come away with kill number 9 on 18 total attacks for the WAC Defensive Player of the Week. 23-6 now as the Lopes, again, looking to put the nail in the coffin in a very impressive set number 4, where it's been about GCU's offense and GCU offense alone.
Caraballo back to serve. Backup setter Redfield is in for Claire Mitchell. And another service error, excuse me. 13th error of the night.
Which we haven't seen much of here in this set, although we've seen it throughout the duration of the night for UTRGV. It's hurt them. Sometimes it hasn't hurt them, especially in set number 3, but in a set where their offense just really hasn't gotten anything going and their defense has seemingly disappeared thus far, you really can't take too much of those errors lightly.
Cruz with a big hit, able to be returned by the Lopes. Tegan DeFalco a little frustrated with herself that she wasn't able to stick her platform out there a little further to pick up that hit. Point goes to the Vaqueros, and this will be set point. Tegan DeFalco picks it up. Redfield. Defensive error by Helmkamp. That'll put the nail in the coffin on that 4th set. It'll be interesting to see what the Vaqueros look like this 5th set, because it appeared that they lost a little bit of confidence the way the Lopes did in the 3rd set.
Well, you mentioned the momentum shifts in this one, excuse me, Diana. Too excited for set number 5, but In set number 1, you saw the Lopes jump out to a big lead, although UTRGV came storming back. It was all about the Lopes in set number 2, and then set number 3, it looked like the Lopes may have even lost their identity a little bit. UTRGV looking like an entirely different team in set number 3, dominating the Lopes, and then in set number 4, vice versa, the Lopes looking like a completely different team offensively. 25-8 win in set number 4 over UTRGV. UTRGV's defense, which was phenomenal in set number 3, completely disappeared in set number 4, only coming away with 8 scores offensively. And now we're going to get those famous 2 words that every volleyball fan likes to hear, and that's set 5 here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes, we'll be right back with that 5th set right here on GCU TV.
I'm Courtney, and I'm earning a master's online at GCU in Christian ministry. My husband is in the military, so we move a lot. I really wanted a school that would support me no matter where I lived, and GCU was a great fit for that because although it's a rigorous program, I really enjoy that I get to do it on my time. Sometimes that's at a coffee shop, sometimes it's in my office. Faith is a big part of my life. I play violin in my church, and I get to express my gifts and worship God. I pray continually, and I just really try to seek God. I really wanted to go to a school that could highlight that and worship God freely, and GCU definitely gave me the platform to do that. Being an online learner at GCU, I've really made a personal investment in my own life that is giving me such confidence to go into my field, not only to become an expert, but be a change agent for the world.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
Welcome back to women's volleyball inside the GCU arena. It'll be a very exciting 5th set. We always love a good close game, and it'll be interesting. Right before we went to break, we talked about possibly seeing a different team from the Vaqueros. This game has been up and down with the momentum, and both teams are capable of playing very well. We've seen great things from both teams. So it'll be interesting to see how this set unfolds.
Well, I tell you what I expect to see going into this set, Diana, but if I did, I'd be lying because I honestly have no idea what to expect going into set number 5. We've seen 2 completely different teams. We mentioned the momentum swings right before we went to the break. It was all about UTRGV in sets 1 and 3, all about the Lopes offense in sets 2 and 4. 2 completely different offenses and defenses from both sides in those sets. Neither team has really kept this game close in these sets. It's either UTRGV runs away with it or the Lopes have run away with it offensively. So set number 5, expect both defenses to shine in this set. I expect it to be a little bit closer here in set number 5. Again, UTRGV looking to come in, looking to storm in here in the GCU arena, looking for a huge win. They're 7-5 in WAC play. A win tonight would, again, creep them closer to Kansas City, the Roos, who are in 3rd place right now. GCU looking to go to 11-2 in WAC play. Again, they're only a game and a half behind New Mexico State, who comes rolling in on Saturday. Would be a huge momentum swing for the Lopes heading into probably the most important matchup of their season on Saturday. So again, I expect the defenses to be close, but who's to say what's going to happen here in set number 5?
First point will go to the Vaqueros. A little bit of some block action. Lopes weren't able to pick it up. Cheritinidi will go back to serve.
This is just what UTRGV wants to do after that quite abysmal set in set number 4. They want to get out to an early lead, trying to limit this offense from the Lopes. You've seen the heavy attacks from both Jenny Murillo and Melody Horton, trying to keep them off the scoreboard, at least for the first half of this set.
Annabelle Kaminski tried to hit that spot that we've talking about, right behind the block in the outside position in the front row. Couldn't quite put it down. Vaqueros were able to pick up on that. Tigana Falca keeps it in play. Melody Horton sends it over. Got a right side hit. Melody Horton able to pick it up. Claire Mitchell. That'll be an antenna hit, and the point will go to the Lopes. Much needed point early in this 5th set.
Well, it is very early in this set, Diana. It was only a 2-0 lead for UTRGV, but we've seen it multiple times tonight. The Lopes have really capitalized on key mistakes that UTRGV's offense has made. You mentioned the antenna hits. We saw one right there. The service errors have really killed some of their momentum, and there's another mistake right there that's going to even up the game at 2.
Claire Mitchell back to serve. And you're right, Jack, we do see completely different teams in this set, and it's going to be hard to see how this one's going to play out. Out of system, Jenny Murillo. Barrow from Vaqueros picks that one up. Tegan DeFalco again, Claire Mitchell. Annabelle Kaminski tries to get a little bit of an angle on that one, make it difficult. Miscommunication. Jenny Murillo, once again. Those outsides really, really have to work hard. And that'll go out of the bounds. Point goes to the Lopes, putting them up by 2.
Well, we mentioned the momentum swings. We've already seen 2 so far here in set number 5. UTRGV out to a quick 2-0 lead. It looked like this Lopes defense playing a little bit off their guard. It looked like the set number 3 defense that we saw moments ago, but just like that, the Lopes able to capitalize on some of UTRGV's offensive mistakes, and they've done so in a big way.
Jenny Murillo trying to flick that one over. Melody Horton will keep it. Nope, she'll put it out the back line. We do not want to see those kinds of mistakes, especially in the 5th set, because it's only to 15 points. It's a short, fast game.
And still very early on in this set. Still plenty of times for this Lopes defense to tighten up and once again learn from these mistakes.
There we go, Jenny Murillo finds that angle. She's had to adjust so much during this game.
That's going to be kill number 13. Both her and Melody Horton now with 13 kills was just able to find that line. Once again, a very close call there for the official to make it look like it hit the line there on the near side. But once again, give the Lopes the advantage, 4-3. Kayla Matthews, we saw in set number 4, going a 5-0 scoring run as a server for the Lopes, looking to do the same right here. Again, 1st to 15 comes away with the victory.
Matthews and Mitchell trying to sprawl out for that one, keep it alive. Weren't able to.
So I know it's very early in this one, Diana, but so far so good on both sides. Evenly matched both offensively and defensively. We've seen some mistakes offensively from the Vaqueros, but they've been evened out by some defensive mistakes from the Lopes.
Kaminski with the massive kill. Shoves that right in front of the Vaquero defense. Turning point.
Well, it's been more of a 3-headed monster for this Lopes offense in this one. You mentioned Melody Horton, Jenny Murillo, and now Annabelle Kaminski in the double digits in kills. That was her 11th on her 22nd total attack. Looking to lead the Lopes now, again looking to go on a bit of a scoring run. Won't help their chances there. Not a Lope to be seen there on the backside for Barbara Silva, who's going to pick up her 10th kill to knot things up at 5 apiece.
Cruz back to serve. Melody Horton picks that ball up. Matthews with the back row attack. Cruz once again and denied. Denied out of the middle. Melody Horton, Eyre Moss. They said no to that hit. Emma Ahern back to serve. Lopes are up by 1. Great floater. Nama trying to put that over onto the Lopes side. Cruz, back row attack. Mitchell sets it up. Melody Horton. She's been a steady player in the last few games. That'll be her 14th kill of the night. She's 1 away from a double-double with 9 digs.
Well, dare I say, signed, sealed, and delivered for Melody Horton. Was packing some heat on that one. Veronica Jindova just couldn't handle it. And that gives the Lopes a 2-point advantage again. Looking to go on a bit of a run here late. Again, they're about halfway there to that 15-point mark. looking for a few scores to put them up by at least 3 here late in this set.
Eyre Moss trying to put that one down. Some good net play before that. Once again, Melody Horton with the kill, and we're gonna switch sides.
Just what you want to see if you're Coach Tim Nolan in this set. Both back and forth play, a great back and forth play from both the Vaqueros and the Lopes, something we didn't see in those first 4 sets, as both defenses have come out here in set number 5, but the Lopes have been able to pull away a 3-0 scoring run after a 5-5 tie, as both teams will talk things over here. I mentioned Melody Horton, the 15 kills, really was packing some heat on that last kill. All Barbara Silva could do was turn and watch as that one found some court, and of course Jenny Maria with the 13 kills on 42 total attacks in this one. She's had her fair chances. She's been defended pretty well, but she's also put up the numbers offensively.
Seen some great plays from all the Lopes players. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of when and where in the set. Great things in this final 5th set from Melody Horton. Jenny Murillo, she started out the first set very strong. We've seen some good things from her all throughout the game. Annabelle Kaminski and Sarah Hagee, great things in that 4th set. And of course, Eyre Moss, we've seen some good things in that 4th set as well. And a little bit throughout the other sets, of course.
And that might be the one thing that's benefited the Lopes compared to UTRGV, Diana. It's been the ability to spread the ball on offense. Melody Horton, Jenny Murillo, Annabelle Kaminski, Sarah Hagee got involved in set number 4. Eyre Moss and Claire Mitchell stepping up as well. It's basically been all about Sarah Cruz tonight. Early in the game, Barbara Silva, Victoria Nama, and Veronica Jindova stepping up. But since then, Sarah Cruz has cruised offensively for UTRGV with her 22 kills.
Sarah Cruz once again with the back row attack. Claire Mitchell puts it down. Classic 4th kill of the night for her.
A very sneaky kill from the Lopes freshman. Found a hole and she took it, not wasting any time. A lot of speed on that kill from Claire Mitchell as well. She just swipes, seals, and delivers. Another 4-point lead now for the Lopes.
Nama with the off-speed shot goes down on the Lopes side. You can tell they weren't really expecting it to come at that pace. Couldn't quite compensate in time. Matthews with the serve. Melody Horton, there she goes once again with the kill. She goes back to serve. She does her thing, she gets out of there.
Melody Horton, at this point you could say might be our player of the game tonight with these 2 huge kills here in set number 5. That might be the biggest one offensively of the night for the Lopes. You mentioned UTRGV has been able to hang around in this game against the Lopes when they've had the lead, as they will once again right there with that swipe kill on the near side corner. But Melody Horton with a huge kill to once again, at the time, give the Lopes a 4-point advantage, now up by 3 as the Lopes. The last thing they want to do in this game here late in set number 5 with everything on the line is let UTRGV hang around.
Emma Ahern with the pass. Eyre Moss with the slide kill, puts it down in the corner.
And Deborah Nazario doing all she can to get a hand on that one, as she was a little bit out of contention for that one on the back corner. But another huge kill from the Lopes, especially from Eyre Moss, who has been the vocal point of this winning streak offensively, has had a rough night thus far tonight, but does pick up her 7th kill there.
Melody Horton picks it up. I believe that'll put Melody Horton at a double-double with that last dig she had in that play.
Jenny Murillo just putting a little too much oomph on that last potential attack. UTRGV thinking better of it, not going after that ball. And once again, they're down by 3 here, and it looks like it's going to be Victoria Nama back to serve, looking to go on at least 2, maybe 3-0 run to get themselves back in this game.
Jenny Murillo blocked. Tegan DeFalco tried to pick up the ball, but couldn't quite get there in time. Nama goes back to serve once again. Emma Ahern with the overpass. Beautiful block by Claire Mitchell and Annabelle Kaminski. Good teamwork there. Annabelle Kaminski running the quick, and miscommunication by Caraballo.
I don't know if Caraballo lost that one in the lights or if she was expecting someone else to come. She didn't want to come away with the double touch there for a penalty, but it caught a little bit off guard there. Big defensive mistake late in this game for the Vaqueros. They're now trailed down by 3 with the Lopes just 3 points away from coming away with the come from behind victory. Looking dead in the water almost after that set number 3. Looking to come away with win number 7, their 7th consecutive win here on November 7th, 2019.
The Vaqueros are coming back. Lopes only have a 2-point lead. Looks like it'll be a tight finish. Caraballo hits that one out of bounds.
Once again, UTRGV shooting themselves in the foot. We've been saying it all night long. Sometimes it's hurt them, sometimes it hasn't hurt them, especially in set number 1 and set number 3. But set number 5, do or die situation, that just can't happen on UTRGV's offense.
14th service error of the night, which I believe is a little bit more than all the errors we saw in that Kansas City game last week. Claire Mitchell keeping that ball alive. The point will go to the Vaqueros. Havocs are very upset about that call. Barbara Silva back to serve. Matthews will pick it up. Claire Mitchell jump in to keep that one. Melody Horton, she tools that off the block. That'll put them at game point.
Well, a solid attempt for a rejection there from Deborah Nazaro. Got all of that one from Melody Horton, was just unable to keep it in play. And the Lopes again look dead in the water after set number 3, looking to come away with a thrilling win here in set number 5.
Kaminski with the serve. A little bit of a slide. Beautiful up by Claire Mitchell. Melody Horton tries to put that on the back line, but couldn't quite snap her hand down enough to keep it in play.
Melody Horton trying to put that one in the books for the Lopes. Again, a little too much strength there, a few feet away from hitting the line, as a golden opportunity here for the Vaqueros. They have ball in their own court, down by 2. We've seen them go on some runs here. They have to go on a 3-0 run right here, right now.
A little bit of a miscommunication, it appears, between Kayla Matthews and Tegan DeFalco, and that'll force a timeout by Tim Nolan, trying to close out this 5th set. We'll be back with the conclusion of this 5th set right here on GCU TV.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Welcome back to the 5th set inside the GCU Arena. It's been an exciting game so far, and we're about to see who is going to come away with the win here tonight. Seen some great things from both teams in this 5th set. It appears that everyone's on the same page and everyone's shown up to play, and both teams want to win this one because it's huge. Lopes want to keep their 2nd place spot in the WAC division, and the Vaqueros, they want to move up from their 4th place position in the WAC standings. Got Cruz back to serve. Havoc's going wild. Matthews, great pass. Claire Mitchell. Eyre Moss keeping that one alive with the tip. A little bit of push. Eyre Moss picks it up. Sarah Haggie. There'll be a touch from the Lopes, and it goes out of bounds, and we're all tied up at 14.
Well, that's a huge play for UTRGV. You could hear the Havocs inside the GCU Arena, and I'm happy with that call, as that one tips off of Sarah Haggie. Huge play for UTRGV, and again, you got to win by 2 here, folks. So UTRGV looking to go on a run.
Cruz keeps that one alive, and it just missed the line. KJ Adams checks in for Matthews. And another timeout by Coach Tim Nolan. This is a really high-intensity game, and they want to make sure that they are doing all the right things to ensure that they get that 7th straight win in the season.
Well, I mentioned right before we got back from that last commercial break, the Lopes looked dead in the water after that set number 3 loss to UTRGV to go down 2-1. They come back in set number 4 in dominating fashion to send it to set number 5. And then with a 14-12 lead, it looks like they were gonna solidify their 7th consecutive win here in Phoenix to kick off this homestand. And then just like that, UTRGV comes storming out of the gates with their backs against the wall for a 3-0 scoring run of their own. Now they have game point, putting the Lopes backs against the wall as well.
And a very exciting conclusion to this game it will be.
And again, Deborah Nazaro back to serve. All Deborah's got to do here is give her offense a chance here. They've been able to find a lot of cracks in this GCU defense throughout the first 4 sets. Looking to find one more here, looking for a stunning victory, and that's not going to help.
She's very upset with herself. You cannot do that at a critical point in the game, especially when when it's basically game point in the 5th set.
Well, we mentioned the amount of times they've done that throughout the night. No bigger than right there with the game on the line, looking to close the door. That's heartbreaking.
And they put it out of bounds. 2 critical mistakes, and they're trying to contest something.
A very frustrating turn of events if you're Todd Lowry and the Vaqueros. You erase that 3-point deficit with your backs against the wall. The Lopes had game point. Up 14-12, you take a 15-14 lead, looking to come away with a victory here on the road. Just like that, the Lopes have turned the tables once again.
Emma Ahern getting that critical serve over the net. Tegan Falco picks up that. And it's been blocked by number 3, Deborah Nazario. Critical point in the game.
Who's gonna give here in set number 5? More than you could ask for after the 4 sets that we saw leading up to this set number 5, Diana. And once again, UTRGV looking to put the pressure on the Lopes after the Lopes once again tried to put the pressure on UTRGV. It's kind of a seesaw effect here in the final moments here inside the GCU Arena.
Arena getting progressively louder. The Havocs are getting more and more into this game. Claire Mitchell, Eyre Moss puts it down. That'll put them up by 1 point. Game point for the Lopes.
Well, they've had their opportunities to put it away in this set. UTRGV has answered the call. Melody Horton, the senior, looking to put this one away for the Lopes.
Good serve. And there's an antenna, and the game will go to the Lopes. Game over. And what an exciting conclusion on this Thursday night for the Lopes, as they just won their 7th straight game of the season.
Well, there was really no other fitting way to end that game. We mentioned the amount of errors, whether it was the antenna errors, the service errors for UTRGV. Came back to shoot them in the foot in those final seconds, up by 1, 15-14. They come away with a huge service error to tie the game at 15. And then right there with their backs against the wall, a huge antenna error to give the Lopes their 7th consecutive win, their 4th win in 5 sets. As you can see, the women down there on the court showing their appreciation to the Havocs here. as UTRGV, who looked like they may have come away with a huge road victory in 4th place in the WAC standings, looking to creep closer to Kansas City, who sits in 3rd, up 2-1. Come away with a loss, a heartbreaking loss, a gut-wrenching loss if you're Coach Todd Lowry and the UTRGV Vaqueros. But what a way for the Lopes to win. We mentioned both Jenny Murillo, Annabelle Kaminski stepping up, but the GCU Golf Course player of the game is without a doubt going to be Melody Horton, to go along with those 17 kills and 39 total attacks. Melody Horton with 2 huge scores, 2 huge kills in set number 5 to give the Lopes a thrilling 5-set victory, as once again they're tuning up the band for a huge date with New Mexico State, the New Mexico State Aggies, on Saturday.
And of course, Melody Horton, solid player, very steady. She's been the GCU Golf Course player of the game multiple times this season for her ability to capitalize on opportunities. Thank you so much for tuning in. Catch more exciting volleyball this Saturday against the New Mexico State Aggies. It's going to be such an exciting game. Game starts at 2 p.m. We'll hope to see you there. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great night, and once again, go Lopes.